This week we take a trip on a steam train, stock up with logs for the winter, have an early harvest and throw in a CIEVIE dashcam review for good measure. Welcome to our channel. We are Kath, Sue and Fudge. Following retirement and after 2.5 years on the road, we decided to establish new roots in the Cairngorms and are now 6 months into Scottish Highland life. Come and join us as we continue to navigate through retirement. Morning. Well, today I'm in the back of the car and that's because we've got more visitors and today we're we're hoping if we can get tickets to go on the Strathspey Railway. We'll see you there. We've arrived at the station and we're going to go and catch our train. And as we begin our journey, taking in the views, we have that distinct aroma of a steam train. Very nostalgic, evoking memories of steam locomotives and the golden age of rail travel. The train makes a stop for a few minutes at the lovely Cairngorm village of Boat of Garton, known as the Osprey Village. It's set in the heart of the Cairngorms National Park, next to the River Spey. The station itself has been really well preserved and is well worth a visit. It's a great reminder of when life didn't pass so quickly. And if any of this looks familiar, it's probably because you've seen it on the programme Traitors. Well, I'm not sure if you can see what's happening behind me in that direction at the moment, but we've just come past Broomhill station, and when the train arrives at this point, they uncouple the engine from the front of the train, it comes past on this extra track and then couples back up at what was the back of the train, and then we'll pull back into Broomhill station, ready for the journey back to Aviemore. Well, that's us. That's the end of our journey on the lovely little Strathspey Steam Railway. Very enjoyable, and well, we're heading off home. Good morning, folks. Well, I've recently been sent this CIEVIE C200 dash cam and the fixing kit. So over the next few days, I'm going to be giving this a go. I'll tell you what I think, but first of all, let's get it out of the box. Okay, let's see how easy this is. Oh, well, that's dinky, isn't it? Well, apart from the dash cam itself, out of the box, you get the 12-volt car charger adapter. There is a small packet with some electrostatic stickers and some additional adhesive tape. You obviously get the user manual. There's also some cable clips, a pry tool to assist you if you're installing the hardwire kit in your car, and best of all, it comes with a 64GB SD card. Ah, wow. How annoying is it when you get products that need them and don't come with them? So that is a bonus. Make sure you format it first. Oh, it's got a parking monitoring mode. The manual that comes with the camera is printed in 5 different languages. So it was actually only the first 20 or so pages that was relevant to me, and it was really easy to follow. Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to need instructions. Well, this was me looking at the hard wiring kit, which I'd also been sent. And if you're using parking monitoring mode, you need this because it needs a continual supply of 12 volts to the battery. However, it's not necessary to have the hardwire kit because the camera comes with the 12-volt adapter which plugs into the cigarette lighter socket. Just bear in mind if your vehicle is wired so that socket is not live when the engine's turned off, then parking monitoring mode wouldn't be available. Well, it's been a couple of days actually since I first took it out of its box, and I'm now going to give it a go at trying to just set it up and get the app working for the first time. And I'm setting it up in the motorhome to start with. I was undecided whether to put it in the motorhome and the car, but I'm going to start by putting it in the motorhome. Well, first things first, I want to see where on the windscreen I want to put the camera. The easiest thing for me to do, I think, is to connect the camera to the app, and then I can kind of have a look at what the picture looks like on the app. And that's the sticky thing. I think you've heard that sound video locked, and that's because I moved it quite dramatically. So that is the picture I'm getting. So I probably want to move the camera down a bit. And if I stick there, I can just about, yeah, so I can rotate that camera quite easily if I stick it about there. Okay. Then it was simply a case of cleaning the windscreen where I wanted the camera, applying the electrostatic sticker, and then sticking on the camera. And this is the camera in place before I'd tidied the wires. Because I set it up in the motorhome, rather than the car, the wire that's supplied with it for the 12 volts isn't quite long enough. You can see I've hidden the wire. I've just pushed it up into the kind of surrounding at the top of the windscreen, and I would have liked to have fed it down the side. It comes with a couple of little kind of sticky wire tidies, so I could have brought it down the side of the windscreen and it would have been out of sight, and I would then have kind of somehow fed it across here so it was nice and tidy, but it isn't quite long enough for that. I think if it was in the car it would be no problem, but it's a big A-class motorhome windscreen, so I don't know if there was another meter on this wire, that would be brilliant. However, one of the things that I need to bear in mind is that the motorhome is wired so the 12 volt socket works even when the engine is off, and that could cause, and that's quite unusual. Most cars, the 12 volt socket doesn't work when the engine's off, but if it is wired that way, then you just need to be really careful, because of course the camera is rolling all the time and it could wear your battery down. So to deal with that, you've either got to remember to unplug it from the 12 volt socket, or use the hardwire kit, which gives you proper management of the system. Well, I did have a play around with the hardwire kit and then realised that my electronic skills weren't quite up to it. So I'm going to leave this for another day when I have my son here, and he will do it in a jiffy, no doubt. But in the meantime, I managed to reroute the wires in the other direction from the normal car charger port, and it looks a much neater job. Albeit not perfect, a slightly longer wire would have made all the difference. I then headed off for a drive along some beautiful country lanes, and I'm really impressed with the camera quality. It's obviously a very wide angle lens, which is just what you need for any accident purposes. And when I stopped, I rotated the camera so you've got a little view of me driving along. Well, I want to say thank you to CIEVIE for sending us that camera. I've really enjoyed playing with it, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot more of the footage from that camera on our travels in the future. It is a brand new camera, and the launch is coinciding with Amazon Prime Day, so if you do fancy getting hold of one of these, I'll make sure there's a link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get back to more railway stuff. Well, after yesterday's adventure on the train, we're going on another train, and this time it's the Cairngorm Mountain Railway, where we're going to head up to the Ptarmigan at the top of the railway and have some lunch up there today. It's the first time I've been on the funicular, so I'm really looking forward to this. Well, unfortunately, the railway is not working today because the winds are too high, so it's been closed this afternoon for safety reasons. So we've got some free drinks that we've been given because of making the journey up here, and we might be staying here to have a lunch in the normal cafe, which you've seen us in before. Never mind, we'll have to put this off for another day. Good morning, everybody. Today's the day that we say goodbye to our latest visitors. And whilst it's always sad to see people go, and even Fudge misses people, we'll be no doubt welcoming them back soon. I don't know if you saw the video a couple of weeks ago. We will have seen that our decorating is finished. So I know it's still the summer and hopefully we won't be using the log burner anytime soon, but it seemed a good idea to get our cupboards, our log sheds stocked up. This time we've ordered one massive bag, about a tonne of softwood and a tonne of hardwood as well. And that's where the hard work starts. So a softwood store, because that's how we've arranged them, is almost full now, and we've got this nice empty one ready for the hardwood. So I'm about to start with that. Second shed, almost full. Hardwood, softwood. What could be better? Good morning. As you can see, we've woken up to some beautiful sunshine today, and I thought I'd start this week by showing you the garden, not the garden, the veggie patch, because it's really coming on, and I realised I haven't shown you for some time. And today I'm going to go and thin out the carrots. The potatoes are doing really well. Oh, I can't remember showing you these, but I've got some cabbage which I grew in the greenhouse to start with, that I've replanted out here a couple of weeks ago. And then my onions, I mean, some of them are looking okay, and others are looking a little bit more gangly. And then just down here, if you remember, in the planter, are the carrots. And I covered them with a mesh. One of my neighbours suggested that there's some pest that gets at carrots and said you might need to cover them. So let me show you those. Oh, fly, I want you out. How did you get in? Look at that. Seems such a shame, doesn't it? But I never get any big ones, I don't think, unless I thin them out. So I'm going to take these little ones. Probably not edible just yet. Well, you know, I haven't finished yet thinning the carrots, but there's my bunch of carrots that I got so far, which smell like carrots. I mean, they're tiny, but I did wonder if some of them, if I wash them, put them through the colander, let's put them in here, give them a bit of a wash down, whether actually they're going to be worth eating. I don't know. Let's give them a wash and see, shall we? They taste like carrots. I don't think I'm going to put on much weight eating them, but they do taste like carrots, so I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to chop the little carrots off, put them in a bowl, and me, Sue and the dog can pick at them. Somebody's even suggested you can just stick them in salads, which I think is a great idea. They taste great. I don't know if you could see that properly. Oh, stop following my face. That is my first harvest of carrots. Quite impressed, actually. Do you remember those tomato plants that I'd almost given up in because I'd grown from seed? Well, they're doing really well. In fact, so well that I think I need to repot them. But you're going to have to wait for another video to see how they come on. I'm hoping we'll eventually get some fruit from them. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. Oh, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, all being well, weather permitting, there'll be another epic adventure. So come along and see us again next week.